Obviously.
I was going to put you on after my thing, but you can may as well.
Can you hear that? Yep. Okay, I'm Ken Percy, the grandson of Perce. I've always known him as Harold Percival, but he was known as Perce apparently. I, as a child, didn't have a lot to do with him, mainly because of the distances. We lived, I was born in Kyogle, and then we moved to Nambour and Armidale, whereas grandfather was always down in Sydney, so it wasn't easy to have all this interaction. But I do remember whenever we got together, it was always, well, I think with kids it's always fun to have your grandparents around. I saw him, he finished up living with mum and dad at their home in Fennell Bay. But of course, I was working in the bank then, and I was away, and only ever saw him occasionally when I came back home, and that wasn't always easy to do. So I don't really know a lot about him personally, but so all I can say is roughly what all the research he has done. He had a fairly active life. I mean, any guy that went to the First World War, you'd have to say they had a pretty active life. We all know he was born at Tilba. We don't know, or we can only assume that he was, like all kids, busy on the farm with Joe. Someone said, I think Paul found out that he didn't start school till he was 7. That may have been usual in those days. He ended up then, we know, in the First World War. He didn't appear to have spent a lot of time on the fighting front. The poor devil contacted influenza.